The NASA coalition met this week in State House in a meeting convened to chart the way forward during the BBI campaigns. The meeting came in the wake of a heated and bitter exchange of words among the principals and their allies. However, the four, Raila Odinga, Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Moses Wetangula, will have to work together, at least during the BBI campaigns. Elizabeth Mutuku looks at the messy and noisy divorce that was hopeful of clinching the presidency in 2013 and 2017.
Thursday this week, NASA core principals came face to face in State House, Nairobi, during a meeting which was convened by President Uhuru Kenyatta, craft the BBI roadmap and the role of political party leaders in the constitutional amendments process. The meeting coming in the wake of heated exchange of words between the three and their allies, and after Kalonzo Musyoka, Mudavadi and Wetangula called on Raila to endorse either of them in the 2022 polls, ODM Chairman John Mbadi referred the three, Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, as political cowards, a statement that never went well with the three. Mbadi accusing them of failing to stand with Raila at his time of need during his mock swearing in.
I told Raila I cannot participate in an illegal oath. However, nilisema you have to convert to look for Uhuru Kenyatta and hold a conversation. Dialogue
is to be honest. Chapter 6 of the Constitution demands on leadership, demands a high level of integrity on the side of leaders. And if you have agreed on something, I think it's time now to own up and do as per the agreements. What I'm saying is, from where I sit as a member of WIPA, I don't think we are asking for an endorsement from anybody. We are just saying, honor your words.
The messy NASA divorce has painted a picture of bitter coalition partners after Kalonzo Musyoka, Mudavadi and Wetangula failed to turn up for Raila's mock swearing in at Uhuru Park, Nairobi. The three, in fact, terming the swearing in as illegal and unconstitutional.
Sasa ukisema tulikuacha the hour of need, when we delivered the votes, that was the hour of need. The hour of need was not to carry out an illegal oath at Uhuru Park. That was never an hour of need.
NASA is there on paper, but NASA died a long time ago. That is not a secret. But on paper it is there because nobody signed to dissolve it. But I think really what we are seeing now is issues of dishonesty. I got very concerned when I saw the chair ODM and the Secretary General calling the other colleagues cowards. Didn't they know that they were cowards when they were supporting them for the last 10 years?
Sources say that President Uhuru Kenyatta called on the former NASA core principals to focus on campaigning for the constitutional amendment bill that is now headed for a referendum without fighting from within. The president has tasked them in their capacities as party leaders to lead the campaigns for constitutional amendment bill, the BBI set to change political landscape ahead of the 2022 general elections.
These are just current configurations, and there will be more configurations coming. People basically want to test the water, hunt together as a pack, but remember, each of them, there will be no joint candidate as a president. So there will only be one president. So even if we are like 4 or 5 of you, and you are saying we have this one formation we want to hunt, you have to decide who is the candidate. And people are at liberty to do this thing. We have not even started our own configuration. Who knows, I might create my own configuration with a few people.
The divorce has been muddy and messy in the last few days, with statements from their allies fueling it. In a statement, Kalonzo Musyoka had hit back at Raila Odinga, claiming that he cannot be trusted to lead the country. Kalonzo saying Raila failed to honor his words while in opposition and therefore cannot be trusted as president. Kalonzo adding that if elected, President Raila Odinga could change the constitution to remain in power. The WIPA boss added that Raila negotiated a handshake with President Kenyatta to get trappings of power. ANC boss Musalia Mudavadi, through his spokesman Kibisu Kabatesi, had also hit hard, terming Raila as a political con.
Our thoughts are we have supported him 2 times now. And for your information, people who support Kalonzo have fought man to man for Honorable Raila. If you compare the percentage of people who fought for Raila in Kalonzo's region and who fought for him in his own region, the percentage of those who fought for Raila because of Kalonzo is higher.
I think the best they can do, and I want to advise them, is to move around the country looking for votes. And stop asking President Uhuru Kenyatta to endorse them or Raila Odinga to endorse them. Raila Odinga has never been the president of this country. And I was part of the process that came up with the NASA agreement. And in the NASA agreement, it is very clear that Raila Odinga was only going to support someone else if he wins the presidency. He never won the presidency.
The parties have also rocked in a disagreement on sharing of funds from political parties. Kiti ODM party refused to share money received from the political parties fund to affiliates based on their strength at the polls with the National Super Alliance members. Secretary General Edwin Sifuna said, however, the NASA's ANC, Ford Kenya and Wiper are entitled to funds received on account of presidential votes. And with the noisy divorce, Kalonzo, Mudavadi, Wetangula are planning a coalition that will include Baringo Senator and KANU Chairman Gideon Moi.
I do not think the coalition of the four will be a major threat. In fact, I want to be honest, the coalition, the best it can do is to push the election into the second round. You remember that our constitution provides that if there is no clear winner, 50 plus 1 in the first round, then the election goes to the second round. I am seeing a scenario where that group will force election to go in the second round. But clearly, you can see that if elections were held today, there are only two horses. That is Honorable Raila and Honorable Ruto. So they will again be forced to choose between the two.
However, the outcome of the ongoing constitutional amendment process is likely to cause political realignments. Suna East MP Junet Mohammed has already hinted a possible coalition between the Jubilee's faction supporting President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM through Kalonzo, Moi, Mudavadi and Wetangula. A coalition is hoping for President Kenyatta's support.
The agreement itself that subsists as we speak right now has a clause, a termination clause that states that the coalition will stand dissolved at the end of the current parliament. And what was foreseen in including that clause is that at the next election, then if we are not in a position to renew our relationships as political parties, then each political party should be free to chart its own path.
The three, Kalonzo, Mudavadi and Wetangula, have been calling for Raila's endorsement in the upcoming polls, claiming to have sacrificed a lot for Raila. ODM Chairman John Mbadi accusing them of pegging on Raila to clinch to power. Mbadi adding that the three should stop whining and be their own men in political careers. ODM urging the three to seek support of Kenyans instead of waiting Raila's endorsement. ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna said they are dancing around their village huts instead of traveling the breadth of the country seeking for presidency. Raila has, however, said he will endorse none of them, not for 2022. Raila saying that he will announce if he will vie for the 2022 polls after the constitutional amendment process.
Hii BBI si mlango ambao Raila anatumia mlango ya dirisha atiangie na State House. Hapana. Raila kitaka kwenda kwa State House, wananchi watampeleka yeye.
Realignments and coalitions are, however, expected to be cemented post BBI.
Once we have the BBI passage, and I think that's the first concentration, we are all saying, let's focus first of all on BBI. By June, it's out of the way. Now, BBI creates positions. So some reconfigurations will now be based on those new positions created by BBI. Currently, people can only be configuring for two positions, president and deputy. Yeah, but when it changes, the BBI passes, you can be sure you will see totally different configurations.
Mudavadi Wetangula and Kalonzo Musyoka in 2013, their alliance with ODM Raila Odinga through their political vehicle, the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy Code, garnered at least 5.3 million votes, accounting for the 44% of the votes cast. In 2017, under their new outfit, the National Super Alliance, NASA Coalition, the four tried their shot at the presidency again, this time managing whooping at least 6.7 million votes. Elizabeth Mutuko, TV 47 Nairobi.